I would like to welcome everyone. This is an honor that you guys are all here. There's a specific purpose for this meeting. There's a vision that we wanted to clarify so we all stay on the same kind of page so we can actually bring our visions together. We've been talking about Eco Village for a while now, and there's a lot of land coming forward and different people are grouping with different people. So in order to move this project forward, we thought that it would be really good to identify what actually brings us together. The vision, the core values, and then once we agree that this is what we want, we can actually identify the individuals that will become a part of it and then move this forward. So I'd like to introduce Rodger and Tosh, his sister. She came from Vancouver to assist us, and they'll talk about visions and core values, and we'll see how we feel with whether this is something that we resonate with or not, and then we'll take it from there.
In the creation of a community, which is a living organism as opposed to the making of a car, which is also living to a point, but it's not the same thing. So this is a very, it's a spiritual, heart, intelligent, practical, really complex thing to create, communities and networks of communities, which both my sister and I have some experience in doing. And I was describing how preventative on the basis of negative experiences. So I have a lot of experience with corrupt authorities and systems and leaders. So in my new community, I don't want that. So I'll write preventative, clear instructions as an intention, right? But actually that's not an intention. That's a counterproductive thing. What it does is it builds police and preventative measures called deterrence, which we do really well with nuclear weapons. If you're going to build deterrence and policing into your system to make sure the community doesn't do all the other things that used to be done, it will corrupt the system at the very core of its core values. So there is a way to be so clear or pure in what the intentions are. And it's not stupid and it's not naive. It's not ignorant of exactly how things are being done. There's not that dumbness to it or ignorance. But I don't need to design my intentions and the things I create with all the policing and preventative measures, the deterrence, which into that creation. So, in the 70s when I had the vegetarian restaurants and things like that in Toronto, we're in Toronto, here in Toronto, it was all this thing, it shouldn't fly, it shouldn't work. The market would never want it, not the upper market, which is where it was marketed. The arts people, the academics, the people who had money to dine. And if I took all the steps of preventative and deterrent, I probably would have failed. But it's just an inspiration. The inspiration has an inherent sentience, which will have very clear practical steps. And they come through each individual. I could never think up what all the team thought of to set up those restaurants. Not in a million years. All I could do is what I do, is one thing. I stay focused on the one thing. And everyone else does what they do, and it happens. So that's what I had to say about core values, I think. Yeah, was it that? And then my sister was going to say something, apparently, which is kind of cool. My sister has a lot of experience in economics and finances and things like that professionally, but recently she is a core member of Occupation Vancouver, so Occupy Vancouver, the Occupy Wall Street movement. So she's one of the organizers of that, and she's gained a lot of experience about the thing that I'm talking about, actually. What worked for Occupy and what definitely didn't work at the core level of what they did globally. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I want to add something about core values, because often we identify core values as these ideals which are out there that we adopt and we're going to live by or live up to. But I believe that core values actually are inside, and each of us has a core value, and they're not necessarily the same. One of us might be committed to, because we have no choice, because that's our core value, freedom. And another person might be committed to efficiency. And they don't always have the same ideas. So we're sitting in a room with, I don't know, about 20 different core values that all want expression and fulfillment. And when your core value is being fulfilled, you know it because you're in goosebumps, which I am right now. So thank you for that. So I just wanted to emphasize that there is no one core value that is supreme. Really, core values get along. And if we're conscious of our core values and each other's core values, then it's a natural inclination. Well, you're committed to respect. I'm committed to communication. We can make this work, right? What core value aren't you going to want to support? So I just wanted to say that. And with respect to Occupy, I'm still trying to digest all that.
Yeah. Really good. Thank you.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, that was awesome.
I have a lot of experience with the Occupy thing as well.
Awesome.
And what you were saying really speaks to what I felt didn't work in Toronto, which is building in an internal police force. We had our marshals, which ended up in a lot of instances becoming a lynch mob, for lack of a better word. So I really believe what you're saying is true. You speak truth with that.
You know, PRN really doesn't need to repeat.
Yeah.
The same old. I mean, it's so obvious now. And it's got whole networks waiting for you to do it a new way, an actual new way.